It's time you knew the important difference between goals and systems. In today's live session, I will be sharing with you three benefits of setting clear health goals. So, if you're someone who's facing chronic health conditions, then you certainly need to understand why it's a good idea and how to go about setting health goals. And even if you don't have any health issues right now but would like to prevent them in the long run, even then what I'm about to share with you is going to be quite useful. So hang around till the end. I will be sharing with you a couple of tips how to get do that. And before that, if you like what I have to say, make sure that you sign up for the free monthly audio challenge that I have coming up. It's called Setting Clear Health Goals. It starts on the 23rd of January. It's a 5 day audio challenge. You'll be receiving an audio task, so that you can listen to it at your phone at your convenience, and then you can come to our, you can interact with other members of our Facebook community, which is called Healing from Within with Anindita. I'll be uh, there every day of this challenge, sharing some insights and some more tips with you to help you implement what you learn. So let's get started with right now. I'll be sharing the link for this challenge so that you can sign up for this. So let's get started with a story. This is, I prefer to add a story to my coaching sessions with my private coaching clients. I work with women with primarily autoimmune conditions and even other chronic health issues, to help them to understand, to regain confidence in their bodies, to create a healing environment where they can support their body's unique healing process. So that's what I do in a nutshell. And I often start with stories because I think stories help us to understand the particular aspects of our health and our lives much better than sort of just sharing knowledge ever could or information ever could. So let's get started with the story. I'm just going to check if could or information ever could. Sorry. Give me a second here. I'm just trying to figure out how to. Yeah. Okay, so imagine a small rowboat. So your goals are like the rudder on the boat. They set the direction and they determine where you want to go. So you move the rudder to the left, to the right. You don't need to be an expert on rowing, neither am I. But just as an analogy, this is an excellent analogy to understand the difference between goals and systems and why you need to have both. And I think that's where a lot of us fail to reach our goals or achieve our goals, right? So this is not by me, James Clear, who's written the excellent book on this topic called Atomic Habits. I highly recommend that you check it out. So imagine a small rowboat and your goals are like the rudder on the boat. So they set the direction and determine which where you will be going. If you commit to one goal, then the rudder stays put and you continue moving forward in that direction, right? So that's very clear. But if you flip flop between the goals, then the rudder moves all around and you will find yourself rowing in circles, right? So basically, that means that you will not make much progress, really, real progress. And that's often happens when we have set too many goals. However, there is another part of the boat that is even more important than the rudder, and that is the oars, right? The one, the oars that you actually use to row. So if the rudder is your goal, then the oars are your process for achieving it. So while the rudder determines your direction, that means your goal, so you decide where you want to go, but it's the oars that determine your success, right? Your progress, which also means your success. So this metaphor between of the rudder and the oars helps to clarify the important difference between goals and systems and why even once you have set clear goals for yourself, whether it's health goals, professional goals, life goals, personal goals, you also need to set up systems around it to help you achieve those, right? So this is something that I do right from the beginning with my coaching clients because they come to me with various kind of chronic health problems, As I said, and autoimmune conditions are pretty serious health issues. So, we need to be very clear that we cannot work on every single thing that they're facing, or all 100 or 200 symptoms that a lot of my clients have. So we need to understand that what is underlying those symptoms, what is at the root of them, and then pick and then learn how to prioritize and select a few that we need to work on, which are usually the low hanging fruits where we can start seeing a difference from day one, and which gives them the momentum and the motivation to keep going forward, right? It's not a sprint, it's actually a marathon. So this distinction, I think, between goals and systems are important, and this is something that I will be covering in the upcoming challenge. So let me give you some examples. So if you are a writer, your goal will be to write a book, but your system is the writing schedule that you follow each week, right? So that's the distinction. If you're a runner, then your goal will be to run a marathon, and your sorry, give me a sec. And your system will be a training schedule for the month, right? That's a distinction. If you are dealing with sleep issues and you want to, I mean, I'm just going to give you a health example. If you're dealing with sleep issues, and if you're trying, low energy levels, and you know that you need to focus on your sleep, and your goal will be to improve your sleep quality, which is very common with a lot of my clients. But your system will be the bedtime routine and the rituals that you put in place and follow each day, right? So those are the systems. So let me give you a bit more example. I mean, a deep example of this. So let's pick up the example of sleep issues. So suppose you want to improve the quality of your sleep, because it's directly tied to your low energy levels, right? So your sleep is not in, either you may have trouble falling asleep, or you may be falling asleep and then waking up several times in the night, and then you're unable to fall back to sleep. So there can be various reasons, and I'm not going to get into all of that. But a very simple thing that you can do, and which is what I help my clients to do, is to put in place some rituals, some routine, right? Those are your systems. So as the evening progresses, maybe you need to get off your screens, minimize your phone consumption. So start, not looking at the screens, whether it's your laptop or your phone or even your TV. So basically lowering the stimulants in the evening. Yeah, access to stimulants, of course, tea, coffee, also caffeine. So no coffee in the second half of the day. And if you certainly have major health issues, no caffeine at all, maybe. So it depends, of course, on the person. But these are very, very basic things that I would ask you to do. Then another example would be that you need to find a way to calm your mind and your body as the evening progresses, even before you go to bed. So it might be that you need to follow a certain ritual. So I'll give you an example. So for me, my ritual is that I need to have a cup of green tea before I sleep. So I have a ritual. It's like sort of a signal to my body, to let my body know that it's time to sort of relax and go to bed, right? So, and as you keep doing it, it becomes a habit, and it also becomes something that your body and your mind and your brain anticipates, and that's what helps it, to get the message that it's not time to be stay awake, it's time to sort of, because it's all interconnected, right? Your mind and your body, and your body and your mind, right? They are connected. So it's what you do, what the systems that you put in place, which includes a lot of your routines, your rituals. It has a huge part. So I hope that that gives you some clarity. So if you're dealing with sleep issues, for example, and low energy levels, etc., and you know these are connected, then your goal is of course to improve sleep quality. But just by setting that goal will not help you much. The system that you place around it will be the routines and the small tiny rituals. For me, the ritual will be, so maybe, as I said, having green tea. For you, it might be listening to some calming music, maybe some meditation, maybe reading a physical book. It'll depend, right? It's different for each of us. I hope that gives you some idea. If you're listening, watching this on replay, do if you have any questions about what I'm sort of asking you, just sort of share that below. If you're watching it live now, certainly hop on and say hi, and let me know what was most useful for you so far in what I've discussed, right? I would love to know from you. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment below. So let's keep going. So goals are useful for setting the direction, right? That's what I shared with you. So I gave you the metaphor between the rudder and the oars. So goals are useful for setting the direction, and systems are great for actually making progress. This is actually shared in details in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. So I highly recommend that. I'll drop in the link below if you want to get deep into that. And goal setting, it's something that you can do, and I will share first the three benefits of doing that. As habits expert James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. So having that very very clear systems in place is extremely important. Okay. Because without setting these kind of goals, and I'm talking specifically obviously about health goals in this session, it is really not possible to live the kind of life that you have dreamt of. So again, if you're already dealing with chronic health issues, specifically autoimmune condition, or it can be any health issue for that matter, you obviously need to focus on your health no matter how busy you are. But without setting certain direction, it's very difficult to know which direction you should be going, what you should be doing with your time every single day. It's the daily choices that matter immensely, because that has an impact in your on your future long-term health creation. But again, it's without setting that, you don't know, and having systems in place, again, you don't know whether you're making progress at all, right? So you need to have both. Um, okay, let me see. Yeah. So the three benefits of setting clear goals, right? So these are the three benefits that I was talking about. One is that when you set clear health goals, when you know what you need to work on, maybe there are 20 things that you need to work on, right? And that's usually the case for most of us. And again, if you're dealing with chronic health problems, that you usually will be the case, right? There'll be so many symptoms that you want to get rid of. Maybe it's pain, maybe it's low energy, etc. Like many things. But the key is to understand and prioritize, and then select the goals that are most important, and maybe are the low hanging fruit and might have and an immediate impact. So goal competition is one of the greatest barriers in achieving your goals, right? In other words, your goals compete with one another for your time and your attention, both of which are limited. So is your energy, for that matter, right? So if you have too many goals that you're working on at the same time, you may not be able to really achieve much. So, what often looks like a problem of goal setting is actually a problem of goal selection. I think this is very common. And we usually set goals at the beginning of each year, maybe each month, or when we are starting something. But because we set too many goals, we don't really end up doing much, right? Or we get overwhelmed and then we stop. So it is a lot of times it is actually a problem of goal selection. So you need to choose your goals wisely and focus on those few select goals, right? And eliminate everything else. The other benefit of setting clear health goals is that it increases the chances of actually achieving your goals. So, research shows that you're 2 to 3 times more likely to stick to your goals if you make a specific plan for when, where, and how you will perform the behavior, right? So, one of the strategies, this is not the only thing, and this is in fact something that I will also be sharing a bit in the during the challenge, is that you can use one of the ways that you can do this is to again this is from the book Atomic Habits. It's called habit stacking, and it's about doing an activity on top of something that you're already doing. That's why it's a habit stacking. So you have an existing habit and you add another activity on top of it, right? So I'll give you an example. Meditation. So I'll give you my example. So after I get up from bed in the morning, maybe I will do one, a body scan for a minute, or I'll take 3 deep breaths, right? So that can be one way of habit stacking. So anyways, you're going to get up from your bed in the morning, but immediately before jumping out of bed and start doing 20 other things, maybe what you can set for yourself is that after I, or even when I wake up in the morning, before I get up from my bed, I will do a short body scan, or I will take 3 deep breaths, right? That's how you give us good start to your day. The another example can be that before I go to bed, and this is something that I do not every day, but I do quite regularly. before I go to bed, I will write down one thing I'm grateful for that day, right? As simple as that, because you will be getting into bed, obviously, and maybe before that, you need to. Maybe you will take out just a minute or two to write down something that you're grateful for. Even if you don't write that down, you can sort of say that to yourself. So just after, before, right? You will have to figure out how it works for you, and make and add another new habit that you want to create on top of something that is already existing, right? That makes it much easier. The third benefit of setting clear health goals is that it reduces decision fatigue. There's so many things that we need to decide to do each day, and it becomes really difficult to understand, not understand or follow through if we have to constantly decide what we need to work on, right, every time. So willpower is like a muscle, so we cannot achieve our goals through sheer willpower, and it gets used up and fatigued as we keep using it time and time again, and this has major implications for the goals that we set and the results that we see. So having a clear set of goals helps us to stay on track, right? So the three benefits of setting clear health goals is that: one, it eliminates goal competition; two, it increases the chance of actually achieving your goals; and three, it reduces decision fatigue, right? You don't have to keep thinking about which goals you need to achieve. The other thing that second thing that I want to talk about today is that most of us are not very clear about exactly what we will be doing in order to achieve the goals that we set for ourselves. So, if you're planning to eat a healthy diet, are we clear on the following, right? What type of meals are we going to have? Will it be salads or will it be soups? Which days are we planning to have these? Is it every single day, or is it going to be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays? Are we going to cook them every time, or are we going to outsource them? So all these things have to be very clear. So the more clarity that you have as to how you're going to achieve your goals, the better the chances that you have as to actually to achieve them. So, and also it helps you, to get the willingness to start. This is one of the most critical skills that you can sort of develop when you want to pursue a healthy life, and which means that you need to make healthy choices every single day. So that you need to just get started, right? And you have to get started over and over again, because there will be times when you will fall off the bandwagon and you have to get back on track and start all over again, right? So that's the other thing that I wanted to sort of talk about. And last but not the least, write down your goals, right? So even once you have first understood which goals you want to work towards, maybe just two or three at a time, not certainly more than that. If it's a big one, then maybe just one. Then the second thing would be to write down, become clear about what, when, where, and how you will be achieving those goals. The third thing would be to write it down, right? Writing it down in a journal, something that you have, you can go back to again, time and time again. And of course, you can revise it if you need to, but that's extremely important. So to write it down, there's a huge benefit of that, other than just keeping it in your mind, because we tend to forget. Maybe writing it down, maybe keeping it somewhere that you are seeing it on a regular basis. So again, I'm going to end this with a quote by James Clear, because I think what he has touched upon in this book is extremely beneficial for all of us, who are trying to lead active, healthy lives, relationships, etc. There are many other such resources, but this is something that resonates with me, so I'm sharing that with you here. And he has said, success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. So, again, if you like what I have to say, make sure that you register for the 5-day Setting Clear Goal Health Challenge. It's a free audio challenge which starts on the 23rd of January, and where you will be given a link for an audio on your favorite podcast platform on your phone, to make it easier for you to listen to the challenge for that day and then implement it. And you can share your progress in the free Facebook group. Again, all these details will be shared with you via email. In the free Facebook group that I have, it's called Healing Yourself from Within with Anindita, Healing from Within with Anindita community. Make sure that you sign up, and I will see you again soon.